Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today's lesson is a breathing lesson, and we'll start by lying on the back. It's a follow along video, so please come to join me and take a little rest on your back. Just with your legs long and your arms long and your spine long, arrive at the floor. And while you just rest, bring your attention, your esteemed awareness to your breathing. It might take a few seconds or a minute to even down, especially if you just came to lie down to take a rest. It might take a little while until your breathing is smooth and rhythmical, at peace. Feel how you breathe, sense how you breathe, how the air is entering yourself and then outside. So feel if the air is coming in through one nostril more than the other, and how your chest expands in which direction. And where can you feel the breathing in your body happening? So where is breathing happening? Mechanics, breathing mechanics. How do you sense? How do you feel? How fast? How slow? Where pauses? Where is the flow, the rhythm? Now, mm, we try to direct the air a little bit, the breathing a little bit. We humans can control air and breathing to a degree where we are able to talk, to utter sounds precisely in many different languages. So to direct the breath a little bit, very gentle listen. And the first task is to suck in the air into the upper right area of your chest, where the right armpit is, or the right clavicle, the uppermost part of your back, the right of your neck. How do you do that if you want to expand that area in breathing in? So you breathe in, you suck air into your chest. How do you expand the upper right part of your chest? How do you do that? So it's what are the mechanics of your ribs? So the ribs, they need to spread out in order to suck in the air. That's how it works. There's no magic. I mean, there's a magic to being alive, but there's no magic to magic. Nothing out of the ordinary about spreading your ribs like wings to suck in air, to expand your lungs with a focus on expanding the upper right area of your chest. And do you feel contraction somewhere in your effort to expand that area on the upper right corner of yourself? So don't change your rhythm. Be at ease. Make it tiny, the movements, very small. Don't breathe faster or deeper. Just try to direct the air by expanding your upper right part of your chest, suck in more air into that corner. Now, if your legs are long and spread out, bring your feet to standing. So you keep lying on your back, just bend your knees pointing towards the ceiling. Put your feet in a good place, not too far away from your pelvis. It's also about mechanics. Put your feet in a good place where you could lift your pelvis and see if that makes a difference. Where you could spread out your legs again and then stand them again, stand your feet to see if the position of your feet makes a difference to sucking the air into the upper right corner of your chest. And you could try to lift your pelvis and to lean more on your right shoulder blade and see if that helps with expanding the upper right part of your chest. Or, I mean, we're talking mechanics here. So it's very likely that the torso will tension up, the muscles will tense up when you lift your pelvis. Can you feel that? But maybe just a little push with your left foot without even lifting your pelvis might help with expanding that area towards your right shoulder, or your right armpit. Or maybe not doing anything at all with your feet and pushing wise. Does pushing help? Or is it really just about how you draw the air in with the help of your chest? So it's a control, being able to control the intercostal, the muscles in between your ribs, and around your spine, of course. Don't breathe more than usually. We don't want to get dizzy. We just want to play with the breathing. Now, bring your head a little bit to the left. So, still facing the ceiling, but your head a little bit tilted to the left, slided to the left, in order to lengthen your right side, shorten your left side. It's your left hand that comes closer to your left foot. With the whole spine, the entire spine bent to the left, and rest in this slightly bent position. See how it is to rest in a position that's not straight but bent, and see if that setup allows you to expand more the right side, to direct the breath, more air, more of your environment into the right side of your chest, or the right upper part of your chest. Now we go a little bit deeper into the pattern. Bring your right hand behind your head or extend your right arm upwards on the floor next to your right ear. So your left arm is downwards, your left hand towards your left foot and the right arm upwards. And extend your right leg on the floor. So your right side super long, left side short. And continue to breathe and see if that's set up, that asymmetrical position. Feel where are muscles contracted, where can you let go of muscles that don't need to be tight or tense. Can wiggle a bit, change the position a little bit, make small adjustments. Only you can do that, only you can feel what's happening in yourself. And how could you direct more air into the right upper part of your shoulder? Not the shoulder, the chest, where your lungs are inside. How is it the back side? Do you start to get a feeling in this lesson for your back on the right side? Maybe your lower back, the whole right side, the ribs on the right side, how they spread up and open like a fan, a Chinese fan, an ancient one. And the left side folding, not so much space there anymore. And you could start to push with your left foot against the floor to roll your pelvis a little bit to the right, to lift the left buttock off the floor, to shorten your left side even more, and thus suggest to your right side to open up. It's like, hey, left side short, no space for air. Everything is happening on the right side. Let's go there. Then take a short rest, come back onto your back in a more symmetrical position, if that's still available. Or how do you feel like when you come back to center? And just feel how it is now to be on your back. Do you feel a difference between your right side and your left side? And if yes, how might this difference look like to another person from the outside? We do one last variation. So have your right leg long, your left foot standing, your right arm up on the floor, and with your left foot push on the floor to roll your pelvis, to roll more onto your right side. You're rolling more and more on your right side. So the right side becomes long. You can do that with a couple of approaches, couple of approximations, couple of times. You roll yourself like a rolling pin until your right armpit is fine on the floor. And then with your left hand, take hold of your right ear, lift your head on the right side of your head. With your left arm, lift your head off the floor. So now your left side is contracted, left buttock is contracted, right side is pressed long on the floor. How is that? If you breathe like this, is there a way to breathe, or are all the muscles of your chest tense? Is there still space to breathe in such a situation? Or let go more and see when does breathing become easy again. So play with that contraction, with the strong contraction of the left side against gravity. You lift the head against gravity up. Left side contracts, right side expands, but is it a real expansion? That's the question I want to ask with this movement. Even though obviously the left side is contracted shorter and the right side is longer, there's more space on the right side. Is it really easier to breathe to the right in such a situation for you? And then let go again. Come back onto your back after such a contraction and just rest on your back. Feel how it is to rest on your back and how aware you are now on your back when you just be resting, be breathing, be aware of your breathing. You are aware of your breathing, how the air comes in and falls out. What a breathing lesson, isn't it? Consciousness, or the increased awareness for what's happening in breathing suddenly. Feel how you breathe against the floor, how your ribs try to distance from each other and contract again, how you can direct your breathing into the right side, or maybe even into your left side. Let's take a minute to review the movements by breathing into your left side, into the left upper part of your chest. For example, with your feet standing, see if that's really easier. When your pelvis is more free, feet standing means your pelvis can roll better than with feet with the legs long. Pelvis more flexible, or pushing with the right foot. Everything we did on the left side to expand the chest on the right side. Now do it to try to expand, to direct the air. So it's not a pressing from the inside to the outside. That's not how it works. The breathing works by expanding the chest, or expanding the diaphragm inside the muscle that can pull the lungs down, and the chest can pull the lungs up and to the sides and forwards and backwards. The chest, and with the chest we direct the breathing. And with the body position we can help the chest to expand into a certain direction. But of course, at the end of the day, just with speaking, we ourselves are mostly fine with uh, wherever the air is coming in. As long as there's air coming in, we can use it. But a little bit more freedom, liberty always feels good. especially after a long period of being restricted, isn't it? What a philosophy. Maybe sometimes we need a little bit of being restrained or restricted to be able to appreciate liberty and freedom again, or yes, have a awareness for it again. In terms of breathing, of course, I'm only speaking about breathing. So while you're resting, if you haven't done it already, play it with the many different variations. See if air can come into yourself, if you can suck in air into every part, down, left, up, right, forwards. Backwards. Move yourself a little bit. See how your chest has changed, how your movements have changed. How your awareness and possibilities have expanded. And then the last thing that we need to do in our lessons is to come up to standing. That's what we humans do. We stand. So please always get back up. Please come up to stand and see how it is in standing. And how is the transition for you? The transition from lying to standing. Do you hold your breathing or can you keep breathing? Can you feel the liberty, the freedom of breathing while you make such a big transition from lying down all the way up to standing? And then in standing, just feel your chest. Where is your chest? Don't breathe any harder or stronger than usually. Just feel where is space. How do you expand your chest? Can you feel the movement of your chest? To bring in air, to bring in your environment inside and then outside again. I hope this lesson was interesting and could give you some ideas for your own breathing exercises, breathing experiences. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.